On that cold December day in 1835, the ashes of the Great Fire, one of the most devastating and terrifying disasters in New York's history, were still fresh. The city's heart, the commercial district, had turned completely into ruins. Hundreds of buildings had turned to ash. Thousands of people had become homeless. But no one knew that the truly incredible discovery was just about to begin. During the debris removal and reconstruction work after the fire, workers who were digging a normal building foundation encountered strange rooms in the depths far below the familiar basement levels. Rooms that were not recorded anywhere and had perhaps remained sealed for generations. These rooms were not ordinary. They were spaces with walls covered in a strange metallic shine, ceilings of unusual height, and inside them were structures too complex to be used for any purpose. At first, the workers thought these might be old storage areas or forgotten sewage tunnels, but as they progressed, what they encountered didn't fit any logical explanation. In the center of the room stood enormous metal spheres in perfect geometric shape, which would later be labeled in official reports as old boiler equipment, but in reality resembled no known boiler. These spheres were arranged in perfect symmetry, as if carefully placed by a giant, and their surfaces were so smooth that they reflected the surroundings like a mirror. When metallurgy experts examined these spheres, their astonishment grew even more because the materials used showed a complexity far beyond the foundry and metalworking technology of the 1830s. Chemical analyses revealed that these metals contained elements in unusual proportions and gave extremely strange reactions to magnetic fields. Reports were recorded that compasses spun as if gone mad near the spheres, and some workers reported feeling a strange energy inside them. But what was really interesting were the structures around these spheres. Researchers discovered rooms lined with crystal-like materials that were not designed just for storage, and the walls of these crystal chambers seemed to be specifically designed to transmit energy from one place to another. On the wall surfaces were fine geometric patterns, and within these patterns, paths remarkably similar to modern electronic circuits could be traced. Some researchers began to think that these rooms were a kind of energy distribution center because the way the rooms connected to each other was reminiscent of the structure of a modern electrical grid. Even more astonishing was that this entire system was directly integrated into stone structures understood to be much older than American settlement. The walls showed craftsmanship that could belong to civilizations that lived on these lands before European colonization, and energy transmission channels were embedded into these walls as if planned from the beginning. Architectural experts stated that this kind of integration could not be coincidental, that the construction of the system required extremely advanced engineering and planning knowledge for the period in which it was built. As workers descended deeper, they began to understand how extensive this infrastructure was. Tunnels spread like a network under Manhattan, and on the walls of each were the same strange metallic coating and crystal traces. Some tunnel ends reached water, while others progressed toward yet undiscovered areas. In the winter of 1835, immediately after this discovery, several photographs were taken. These photographs were obtained using the daguerreotype method, a quite new technology for that period, and clearly showed the perfect craftsmanship of the spheres and the internal details of the crystal chambers. But strangely, these photographs were soon removed from official municipal reports, and very little information about this discovery remained in the records of the officials managing the project. Some historians think that this systematic obscuring was deliberate, because the system found was so radical that it would not align with the scientific and religious understanding of that period. City officials may have preferred to hide this discovery so that the public would not panic and the reconstruction process would not be disrupted. However, some records leaked, and clues about this strange discovery remained in private collections, diaries, and letters. In the private notes of a construction manager, it was written, "Today we found something underground, not the kind that any human hand could make. The surface of the spheres is so smooth that it doesn't even leave fingerprints. There seems to be a humming sound coming from inside them, but no one dares to open them." In another report, an engineer wrote, "This system must have a purpose, but I cannot understand it. It seems designed for energy, but it doesn't fit any energy source we know." As the years passed, this discovery was on the verge of being forgotten, but some researchers developed the theory that the modern electrical age might actually be not a discovery, but a rediscovery. According to this theory, humanity used a much more advanced energy system in the past, and this system was called etheric or etheric power. Although the origin of this term is unclear, it is claimed to appear in some ancient texts and writings of secret societies. It is said that etheric power is different from electricity, a more fundamental and universal form of energy, originating from matter itself and capable of being used infinitely with the right tools. The system found under New York is thought to be a giant complex that collected, stored, and distributed etheric energy. The crystal chambers worked as resonators to amplify and direct this energy. The metal spheres were like batteries designed to store energy and release it when needed. Those who believe this theory claim that Manhattan's rise as a financial center was not a coincidence, that the energy infrastructure beneath this area created a kind of power field, and that people who settled here were drawn unconsciously by feeling this energy. Some even say that Wall Street's mysterious success, the turbulent yet equally vibrant nature of the stock markets, is a reflection of this underground energy. Of course, official history does not accept these claims and either completely ignores the 1835 discovery or explains it as misinterpreted old industrial remains. But here's the question. If this is just an old boiler system, why was it so carefully hidden? Why were the photographs removed from records? Why were the workers' statements silenced? And why are similar structures not found in excavations in other parts of New York, but right under the financial district, at the most strategic point of the city, exists such a complex system? Some researchers suggest that other major cities around the world were also built on similar structures, that unexplained tunnels and chambers are also found under ancient centers like London, Paris, Rome, and that all of these could be parts of the same global energy network. According to this perspective, the great civilizations recorded in history were actually built on the remnants of an older, now forgotten technological age, and they sustained their existence by understanding part of that technology and blindly imitating another part. The 1835 New York fire was perhaps not just a disaster, but also an opportunity. During the city's reconstruction, this ancient system was completely covered up. New buildings were erected over this ancient infrastructure, and thus the truth remained hidden for a few more generations. Today, as you walk the streets of Manhattan, beneath your feet lie parts of a technology that may still be working, may be silently waiting, beyond the comprehension of the human mind. And this thought is both exciting and frightening, because if this is true, the foundations of our modern civilization may be much more mysterious than we think, and may be based on truths that modern science cannot explain.